This is Georgia Mackenzie. 2 quick announcements before we start today's mini-episode. First, I'll be at PodCon in Seattle on December 9th and 10th, spreading the word about Ostium. I'll also have a bunch of cool merch with me, including stickers, a couple of t-shirts, and a secret giveaway for 3 copies of the new Ostium book. That's 1 per person, not 1 person getting all 3. You'll need a secret code word to win that giveaway, so stay tuned until the end of this mini-episode and listen for that secret code word. Find me at PodCon and tell me that word, and if I still have a copy of the Ostium book in my possession, it's yours. You can also just come find me, say hi, and get a really cool Ostium sticker. Second, the first episode of Season 2 drops January 14th. Well, technically close to midnight on January 13th. However, you can get access to episode 11 way earlier by becoming an Ostium Patreon for just $2 a month. You'll get access to brand new mini-episodes every 2 weeks, including something called the Ostium Files. And if you subscribe now, before December 1st, you'll be able to listen to episode 11, A Crack in the Edge of the World, Part 2, on December 3rd, over a whole month earlier than everybody else. So what are you waiting for? Head on over to patreon.com/ostiumpodcast. Now let's get that mini-episode started.
So going back to the various instruments you play, there was that time when you asked me to help you move. Little did I know it wasn't just boxes of books, clothes, a little bit of furniture.
You're never gonna let that go.
I mean, I got some sonic food out of it, but still, we had another guy to help. But you had 2 pianos.
I did have
2 pianos.
Two pianos at the same time that Alex was nice enough to help me move.
Upright, you said
they were upright. They started off the move as upright pianos.
And I don't think we lost any wood along the way.
No, I think we lost one of the feet on one of the piano, and so it was kind of a leaning over piano by the end of the day. But that was my fault. Not yours. I'm not blaming you. I had 2 pianos. When I was working in real estate, one of the perks of the job was that occasionally you get clients who were moving and they had pianos, but they didn't want to bother to move pianos because, as you know, it's kind of a pain in the butt. And so they would say, "Hey,
there's a reason you didn't start off with, 'Hey, I got 2 pianos. You want to help me move?'"
Right. I do remember, though, we were pushing one of the pianos up the breezeways at one of the apartments, and I think one of us was playing Set the Controls for the Heart of the Sun on the... Yeah.
Would have been you, probably.
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
I
remember somebody
your friend was here, too. What was his name?
Carl, I think.
Carl. Does he play music? I don't think so, it had to be you.
It's probably me, yeah.
So you were playing while we were working ourselves, trying to lift up the piano. You were just playing it.
Yeah, exactly. So there were 2 pianos, and then there was one, and now there are none.
Now it's all
keyboard digital. Yeah, right. Because it's a lot lighter and easier, and you don't have to make enemies of your friends. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on modern music?
Modern.
The last 5-10 years. Are you aware it exists?
I did not know that. It's funny.
Do you basically listen to much current music?
I do. Yes and no. I would say that I've really enjoyed the renaissance of streaming. The last few years. I think for me, it got me excited about music again. There are times when, you get numb to the fact of, and this is true of anything digital, that, everything is available to you.
Right.
So then it just feels like nothing's available. It's like, okay, big deal. So what? Like if we were kids and all of a sudden someone said, "Hey, you press this button and then you can listen to any album you want." It's like, wow, that would be so awesome. And you can't feel that excitement of that all the time. But if you can feel it sometimes, then that's pretty cool. And I think I feel that with streaming occasionally. I'll go, wow, this is really awesome. You can do.
Especially if you have Spotify. I'm guessing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Spotify and Apple Music I actually subscribe to both of them because I just
and then you hear about a new album, and then you're like, oh, let me go check. Look, Spotify has it.
Exactly. When we were growing up, the new releases always came out on Tuesday.
Right.
And so if you were really into music, it would be Monday at midnight. You might go to a record store and get the new. I remember the Beatles anthology came out. It was Monday midnight. So, and then recently, I think a year ago, 2 years ago, they changed it to Friday. So it's no longer it's no longer Tuesday. It's now Friday is the new music day.
I'm kind of glad we don't work with borders anymore.
Yeah, right. And I think it was to line it up with international release. I think in other countries it was on. And then now that everything's digital,
basically.
now that everything's digital, is like, why have like a Tuesday if everyone else has it on Friday?
I'm trying not to hit the table so much. I don't know if it's affecting the sound.
You're right. I'm sure it is. Yeah. So what was I going to say with that? Is that now that it's Friday, right? So that means on Thursday night.
Two people, like you can stay out later on Friday then too.
Right.
You get the thing because you won't have school or work the next day.
Yeah. Though it's Thursday night at 9:00 because that's midnight on the East Coast. That's when all the new stuff comes out. And it's become now a week later. Oh, it's Thursday night. I gotta go listen to it. So do
I go to my movie premiere?
Right, exactly, yeah. So I'll listen to, I'll go onto the Spotify and Apple Music and download all the new music that seems at all interesting. I'll go through the soundtracks and pretty much just download all the soundtracks and listen to those because I figure the more of that stuff I digest, the more interesting.
What instruments can you play?
Okay, so...
I touched on violin.
Violin, though not very good because I haven't played it since I was a kid.
Rusty violin.
Piano is my main instrument, I would say. So we got piano, guitar, saxophone, bass, guitar.
So electric, bass, acoustic.
Sure.
12 string.
12 string, sure. They're all basically
Spanish.
the same. Yes, yeah.
So if I give you a really hard Spanish piece, you could just...
I would need to...
Work your way up and down the frets. Now.
Yeah, eventually. I need to study it a bit, I guess.
You do have I've seen you do it before, you have a gift for hearing a piece of music, and then you usually take about 30 seconds on the piano and you can pick it up.
Yeah.
So that's a good talent to have.
Yeah.
Is that the Suzuki method?
It is, actually, because I think they train your
okay.
Yeah, so I think it comes from that. So then, what else? Yeah, a little bit of a lot of different things.
That's right, because there was a saxophone bass.
Saxophone, yeah, I can do fairly well.
Did you learn more than Careless Whisper? Because that's all you ever played to be.
That's right, yeah.
I think you texted me when I must have that text somewhere in the recording.
I got a clarinet recently.
That's right.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, so I've been playing with that. That's been fun.
Of course, now with the
harmonica.
software, you can do everything.
Yeah, exactly.
And kazoo, right?
Kazoo, yes, of course.
Would you like to learn other instruments?
Oh, yes, for sure. For a while there in the 90s, I think it was, every year on my birthday, I would get a new instrument, and it would be like my challenge to myself every year to learn a new instrument. I kind of dropped that by the wayside, but I should pick that up again. I would like to do the banjo, would be one that...
Steve Martin influence?
Steve Martin, yeah. So...
Great sound. I don't know if it'll work for Austin, but
probably,
we'll make it work.
Yeah.
Are there dark and
you could do
cloudy banjo pieces?
Sure.
Slowly plucking.
Deliverance is pretty dark. But, so yeah, sure, absolutely a lot of instruments. I'd still like to learn trumpet. Actually, I wanted to do trumpet and trombone, neither of which I play, so that I could be my own horn section, and I could overdub myself playing saxophone, trumpet. And
so you want to do that Phil Collins video?
Susudia?
No. It was off his first. I'm Not Moving, I think it's called. But in the music video, he does everything. He plays everything. They filmed each one, and then he's like a band on stage playing everything.
McCartney did that.
So you want to do that? He even had trumpets where he wasn't actually playing a trumpet; it was a pretend trumpet. But so let's go back to Austin Music for a bit. Yeah, so you do the recording pretty much on the keyboard and using your software.
Correct.
Would you like to try and include some live instruments with Austin Music?
Yeah, that would be a good idea. I think I could do some maybe guitar pieces. Or at least involving guitar. I think that.
Can you mix it up a little
that might be a good idea.
Do you like to sing?
Like is a strong. No, I try. I took some singing lessons at
BVs, right?
Yeah. I love music, but I'm not a very good singer. So yeah, it's not my.
So you wouldn't want to sing anything for Austin?
We'll see. Yeah.
Like, am I thinking of? Oh, yeah, the Bill Murray Star Wars.
Star Wars. Yeah. Ostia. Actually, there is a history of having instrumental music that imitates the syllabification of a title, and so I was thinking about that recently, about having,
that's right. I think it was
three syllable
themes
for Ostia, so that people kind of hear that in their head, whether or not
like a jingle or something.
Yeah, exactly.
My friend does that with song intros to TV series, like Buffy. He goes Buffy, 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 or the Lord of the Rings thing. This is the Lord of the Rings. Yeah. He's the Lord. He's the Lord. He's the Lord.
Yeah, exactly.
So what's going to be different about season 2 of Ostiums?
Funny you ask, because I'd say since I was about 20, I've had it in the back of my head that it was
many years ago.
Many years ago. 20. 20.
You don't have to tell me.
Well, that would have been 24 years ago. So 24 years ago, when I was 20, you can do the math. So sometime around then, it was in the back of my head that, well, if this real estate thing doesn't work out, maybe I could become a film composer. And
so I was just imagining, because if people don't want to buy houses anymore, I'll have to switch to music.
Exactly. If the housing market crashes, which it did,
That's how long ago this was.
Maybe the film scoring market will not crash. So it's always been in the back of my head, just as I think growing up loving John Williams and Jerry Goldsmith and all these, great...
Hans Zimmer,
sure. Yeah. All these great... film composers would be like, that seems like a cool job. And
have you seen that photo of Hans Zimmer where he's sitting in front of, I think it's like one of the first keyboard mellotron things, and it's like this big, like a giant computer thing or whatever that he uses for the synthesizers.
Yeah. Maybe one of the Moog synthesizers.
Yeah, I think it was the first Moog. That's what it was. Like whatever, and he was like, like a switchboard thing.
Exactly. It looks like anyway. Where was I going with that? So you're saying season 2, right? So I've always wanted to do, orchestral music, a la John Williams, and but it's always been kind of a distant dream because I don't actually have an orchestra, at my beck and call. But they do have synth. Like synth orchestras and sample libraries, sample software. And over the years, I've listened to some, and it's pretty good sounding. They've really, in the last few years, upped the game of the quality of these instruments. And I heard something right before Christmas. They just kind of blew me out of the water. It was like, oh my God, that's the best sounding, sampled orchestra I've ever heard. So this was right before Christmas and my birthday. So I'm not saying perfect timing, right?
Planets align.
And you were saying, hey, you should start working on season 2 music pretty sometime soon.
Do something new.
Right. So there may be something more of a orchestral classical nature, classical, right.
Grand symphony.
Yes. So it sounds pretty real, I think, but that's might be coming down the pipe.
So, is there anything else you'd like to do with the Osti music? I mean, I know you're going this angle now, but is there along the way you've kind of thought, I'd like to file this back in my brain to try one day or something like that too?
Well, actually, as I am playing with this new orchestra software, I'm really enjoying doing some hybrid stuff with an orchestra and then also some synth stuff kind of popping its digital head here and there, and that's a lot of fun to just kind of like push at both sides.
Mix different things together.
Mixing different things
together. Sometimes they sound terrible, and then you're like, I won't do that. Sometimes they sound great.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe just try to go in different directions. Do some scary stuff and some emotional stuff, and there's all the creepy sound effects that you hear in those like scenes in a movie where there's spiders and things. You hear all the string techniques and things. Yeah.
Well, I had that the Master and Commander soundtrack had a thing with the strings like
So just have fun, explore.
So if one day we did a live Ostium show, do you think you could compose on the fly?
Sure.
While narrating at the same time. you're reading your script and you're composing music at the same time.
I could certainly give it a shot. Yes. Do you have a word that you want me to compose to? Or I guess ostium would be the word. Not Greece. But yeah, right. So yeah. Yeah.
So, in your opinion, what's the saddest key?
That sounds like a Spinal Tap
Really?
question to me.
How about that?
Yeah. What does he say? D minor? No, Nigel?
I think so.
Yeah, I think this is it's the lick
D, isn't it? Is it D?
D minor.
So,
yes. It's pretty sad.
Totally random next question.
Sure.
Do you think you could ever compose something as beautiful as like my love song?
It's always good to have goals in life. And, I think if you ever, were the dog that caught the truck, that you reach your goal, you're going to have a sad existence. So I'm going to say that's always something I'm going to aspire toward.
Okay. So now I got a surprise for this last bit.
Okay.
Where's my bag? Here. I want you.
Nice.
My toddler's keyboard.
Okay, very cool.
Now, two things to bear in mind. Yes. I've been told by musician friends it's a half note off.
Okay, all right.
And you can only do 2 key chords. You can't do 3.
Okay, gotcha. Right. The polyphony is just two notes at a time.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
I don't know what instrument you want to pick. I can just do a few.
Okay. There's a violin. Let's see. That's too happy sounding.
How about the osteo thing? Can you pull that out?
Oh, right. So. Something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I got one more. We got one more for you. Yeah.
This is exactly how season 2 is going to sound, right?
Isn't this oops. Okay.
Okay. Well, that brings us to the end, I think, of this mini-series.
Okay. All right. Well,
thanks for doing it.
Thank you. I had a
Thanks
good
for
time.
joining us.
Thank you. Yeah.
And,
I had a lot of fun.
We'll see you later.
Okay. See you season 2.
Thanks for sticking around. You ready for that secret word? It's Croatoan. Croatoan. Come find me, Georgia, at PodCon and tell me that secret word, and if I still have one of the 3 copies of the Ostium book, it's all yours. And if you want to try your darndest to make sure you find me, send your name and email to ostiumpodcast@gmail.com and we'll arrange a secret meeting place to hand over the merchandise. See you at PodCon.